Hey everyone, guess who's a gigantic idiot and trusted his emulator to save state on the stage selection screen without freezing again? It's me! I'm the idiot! Guess what this means? Means we gotta do all of the X Hunter stages again. Oh boy. Because, you know, you can't have a save that's actually useful that saves all of your progress. You gotta lose the progress you've made in the final stage for it to be fair. Which also means I'm gonna have to redo the grinding that I did to fill up my sub-tanks. Alright, but anyway, also hello Kurodaya, how's it going? I suppose I should, I just kind of jumped right in there, but hello everyone. It's another wonderful Tuesday evening. Good evening to find out that I got screwed over by my emulator again. Want that extra life, damn it. But oh well, redoing a couple stages is not the worst thing ever. Far from it. Especially since I do know what to expect, so... Pardon me, ma'am. Oh. And all I can hope is that this time I can get through the first couple stages without straining my arm again. That's the thing that happened by the end of last stream. I button mashed a little too hard, apparently, and that made my thumb send very angry messages down my arm. So hopefully that won't happen again. I'll just have to be a little more careful. Oh, the health! Whatever. I can get more health later. Just remember, folks, just because I've cleared these stages before, doesn't mean I'm suddenly any good at them. Case in point. At least dying there and getting that checkpoint, I can just keep coming back this way and getting extra lives, because that life that I got will respawn. I have to remember at some point that I need to stop and farm some health for my sub-tanks. My poor sub-tanks that I went out of my way to get. And are never full. Gotta love falling. Gotta love enemies that respawn as soon as their spawn point is off screen. That's what the Mega Man X series is all about. And when I'm involved, the Mega Man X series is about standing there like a dumbass and tanking it. Because that totally works. Okay, now... You're not allowed to be that effective, sir. I need you to be like the time I beat you, where you just stood there and shot at the room instead of me. I want to make getting through these stages quicker. That's a bit better. This guy's not very smart. I mean, seriously, look at this. Stellar programming, Capcom. A+. Explode faster, please. I don't know why it bothers giving me a password when there's not a password for further X Hunter stages. I guess it's just because it does that whenever you leave a stage. Just gives you your current password. Also, get ready, folks. It's time for what I threatened to do at the beginning. It's time to farm health. Because I need sub-tanks for the boss of this stage. Plus, I need to just have them in general. They're good to have. So, feel free to come back in like 10 minutes or so. I fully understand if you don't want to sit here and watch this. But the game kind of forces you to do it. If it could just continue to be that generous, this won't take too long. And every time I'm a dumbass and actually accidentally get myself hurt doing this, it's gonna take longer. Wow! Because health drops only fill the sub-tank when your HP is full. Even if you're only missing like 1 health and you pick up a big health recovery item, it just goes straight into your normal health. It doesn't like send the overflow into your sub-tanks or anything. You know, nothing helpful like that. God forbid anything in a Mega Man X game be helpful. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to redo this part too. It only just occurred to me as I was loading up the game. Just wait a minute. It froze when I save stated on the stage select last time. It's gonna do it again, and lo and behold, it did. Oh, an ad break coming up. Yes, fantastic. Save the viewers from watching the farming, please. Also, if I were, you know, competent at content making at all, I would totally edit this part out of the VOD. But that would require me to edit a VOD, which is something I've only done once. So... you know. It'd be a funny thing to frame a Zatsu stream around if I had the viewership to maintain a coherent conversation. Just Mega Man X sub-tank filling, grinding Zatsu. It'd be fantastic. I think I wound up using 3 of them when I cleared the boss last time. Come on now. I'm going to need you to be way more generous than this, buddy. Oh. Like I said, those of you currently not in ad break hell, feel free to come back in about 10 minutes or so. Should be good then. Halfway through the second sub-tank. And I picked, I chose this enemy here because it's basically the fastest to respawn and the easiest to kill enemy. Like, it's not too big of a deal to just repeat these motions over and over again. You know, bar a couple screw-ups. I just wish I didn't have to. The previous game was a lot more generous with the health drops. I did have to grind at one point for the sub-tanks in that, but nowhere near as long. And I only had to do it once because I could count on my save states working. Yes. More of those, please. Lots more of those. Oh, come on. They just want to be little bastards. Okay, we're about halfway through the third sub-tank. Again, I apologize for this absolutely riveting viewing, folks. But I would like some degree of success here as I revisit this stage. If I were, you know, a more responsible streamer, I would have thought to check that whole save state business with enough time to redo it before the stream. No, no. I hate when the right turn doesn't register. I hate when the right registers too much and I slam right into him. Oh my god. Okay, now we can get... Now we can't get back to refilling the... I could have also just not started streaming until I caught up and pushed stuff back. But you know, I feel like it's important to show off a game, warts and all. To truly emphasize how much we've grown in understanding how video games should work. We should have a save system that actually saves how far you are in the final levels. The sub-tanks are very nice, but could be a bit more intuitive for ways to refill them. But what I don't get is why the save states only break on the stage select screen. I was using them just fine to restart boss fights. But for some reason, when I make a save state and then close the program, then reopen it, and it's like on the stage select, that's when there's a problem. I don't get it. This didn't happen for X1 either. So, I don't know, folks. I have no idea. We're almost done. That's it. We're all done. Let's get through this goddamn level. Wow. I, of course, immediately start getting slaughtered. I thought I was supposed to be good at video games or something. Isn't that why I do challenge runs? Clearly, I do challenge runs because I suck at video. I hate how slow these are. Come on. Where's my elevator? Alright. Are you kidding me? Alright. At least the music's good. Go ahead and bounce across then. Dash jump didn't want to work. Here. I'm just gonna tank these hits because I don't like dodging that. Curse the man who put a pixel perfect jump there. I want to break their goddamn legs. Oh god, I missed my chance because I was fucking around too much. Just go. Go, X. This stage is just so goddamn annoying. I was so happy to be done with this stage last time. Nope, just eat the hits. Don't care. There we go. It doesn't matter. I have 1 HP left. I'm just gonna lose to the boss and then make a save state. I can have a nice fresh health bar. I already beat this guy too. Like, this was the last guy we fought last time. Okay. So we don't have to redo anything we just did. And now you can see why I button mashed so hard that I gave myself a minor injury last week. I wanted to at least get a little bit into this form before using the sub-tanks, but whatever. And now behold, as I have to whittle this bastard's health down, because my shots do 1 HP each. Aren't challenge runs fun, folks? Listen, you. You are repeating content. I need to get by you quickly so that I can experience fresh, new things in this video game. He's just obnoxious, too. And the fact that it only counts if you hit him in, like, hit the actual dude, not the thing he's riding at all. Also, really hard to dodge these things. Wow, I'm gonna use all 4 of my sub-tanks, huh? You know what that means, folks? I did better last time, too. That's the worst. He's gonna be a dick. And not even let me climb back up. Get out of here. Get out of my sight. I already read what you said when you die. You don't get to say it again. Get out of my face. I'm not salty. I'm not salty at all. I love the fact that I had to grind up my sub-tanks just so I could fight that guy again. I love it. Oh, the music changed. Alright then. Oh, Bugsman. Yep, just jump straight down the holes. Yep, that's where the prizes are. You figured it out, Bugs. Are we actually going to use those platforms more, though? Oh, all that health. But it's such a tricky jump. No. That's a thing. Alright then. A little unwieldy. Oh, no. Hey, Nova, thank you for subbing for 10 months. Come on. And you got yourself a Mighty Core, win the Bear Combo card. Good for you. Still no more shinies in your future, I see. Oh, look who's an easily farmable enemy. I do apologize, folks, but this is necessary. I did use up all of my sub-tanks. Unless Nova can assure me that the next boss is going to be super easy peasy. Actually, what would be funny is if the stationary ones respawned and I could just farm those. I thought I'm legit always use the Shoryuken. Is that what's in this game now? Instead of the Hadouken that was in the first X game? Why is he not dropping any health? He's only dropping weapon refills. Sir. I don't even have any weapons that need refilling. Maybe he just won't for some reason. Now, those spikes are kind of mean to put there. Oh. Hello, farm spot. Okay. This is actually giving me health, and it's just delivering the health refill straight to my body. This works. This is way better. This is great, actually. Fuck. Let's go. We got a sub-tank filled. Yeah, I think that's the main reason why they made enemies like this in these games. Was because they knew that people would want to sit there and farm items. But this is the best one, like, out of all of them so far, because it just delivers the health refill just right to me. It just injects it straight into my veins. That's 2 sub-tanks filled already. This is fantastic. And they respawn so fast. Yeah, that's 3. Got 1 more. Shoot, sorry for wasting time on that bat. I think the bat wasn't going to be dropping health anyway. Literally just sitting here tapping the B button. Or rather, it would have been the Y button on a Super Nintendo controller, and it's the square button for what I'm using. Anyway, we're all good. Take a tiny bit more for the road. That was fast. Yeah, that's a good joke. Why don't I just go ahead and grab that one up? I'm sure there's a special weapon that you're intended to use that would make grabbing it really easy. I'm sure. What is this? This is a leap of faith. Is this another pixel perfect jump? At least I'm not that far back. Give me my health back. We're good. Get out of my face. Why are you facing the wrong way, too? It's like they didn't want him to be an effective enemy at all. You know what? Sure. I'll just damage boost my way through the spikes. That's how a real Mega Man does it. Alright, what do we got, Captain? Ah, yes, the guy that I didn't actually beat. Oh, I understand. Oh, come on. So it's going to be RNG whether or not I get myself hurt when I climb up here. Concerning. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make a save state here. Just so I don't got to go through the stage again. And, you know, farm the sub-tanks and whatever. Actually, I think the sub-tanks stay through game overs. I'm not sure. You know what? I think I got it here. If I don't go... Yeah, he occasionally drops these as part of just something he can do. But I think he'll do it less if I don't jump, like, quite high enough. Then I just gotta watch out for the attacks from the background. This guy's not so bad. I say that and he starts entering annoying cycles. Alright, sub-tank number 2. Almost there, just gotta be careful. And bam! No, this cannot be! Master, avenge me! Later, nerd. I think this is actually a different password. Huh. Or maybe I'm just remembering wrong. Anyway. Ah. Yeah, I suspect it's time for boss revisit. Which is going to be fun. Fun in quotation marks. And yeah, just like the regular Mega Man series, after the first game, they realized what people want is to be able to pick the order they fight them in. Well, let's see who is who. Also see if I can remember how to fight any of them. Ah, it's Mothman. I actually like the design of this one. The only thing I don't like is the randomness of the direction that that move starts from. Because if you're just standing in the unlucky spot, you could just get pummeled by it. Ah! No rainbow lasers. Please. Later, Mothman. I forget what his name actually was. Oh, right, Morph Moth. That's right. I made the comment of asking whether he was supposed to be a Morpho or a Moth, because the game doesn't seem to realize there's a difference between the two. Oh, look at you. We're in a more closed environment this time, so you can spit those on the wall now. It doesn't make them any, you know, more threatening than they were. So please, keep throwing them. Oh, he's turning red. He's mad. He's gonna shoot lightning, because that's what sea cucumbers do. Or rather, he's a sponge, isn't he? Do I still have my sub-tanks? Good. And since I game over, that means I have to fight Mothman again. But I should save the easier ones for, Actually, they didn't drop any health, did they? Oh, well. Ah. Mr. Gator. Up, he caught one of my lemons. The lemon-stealing whore, as he was described last time. What? What hit me? Huh? Up, he ate a lemon. Up, he ate another lemon. Oh, what is hurting me there? He made part of the wall spike. Wait. Really? Wait, so the parts of the wall that are slightly jagged are suddenly spikes now? Huh. Is that something that only comes up in this refight of him? Because I don't recall that being a thing the first time you fight him. There was absolutely never a time when the walls did damage to me in the first time I fought him. Oh, joy of joys. Meep, meep. I hate the ostrich. I hate him so goddamn much. Like, I hate that there's no way to tell which of his dashing moves he's gonna do. Whether he's just going to run or if he's gonna use the jumps. There doesn't seem to be any indicator between the two of them, and you have to do different things as a reaction to them. Right now I'm just seeing which boss is in which tank. Ah, you. This poor bastard. I don't know why I couldn't free myself that time. I did the exact same thing. Seems to take a random amount of effort to break free from these. I swear there are some that actually take more input to break free from than others. Like that. I need to do something to help with that. Because that's going to absolutely kill me if I have to keep mashing my D-pad like that. So, one moment, folks, as I, Oh, no, that. Controls. Ah. Let's go ahead and make it so that I can use the analog stick and just spin that instead of jamming the D-pad. Hopefully that'll work better. Yeah, this is Mr. Style over Substance. He spends all of his effort looking cool, while being like the easiest boss in the game. Like, that attack's kind of cool, but it's just really obvious how you avoid it. Oh no, I'm purple. I don't know why I'm suddenly not able to escape from that. I can't dash now. The thing is, it doesn't do damage to me. It just makes me more likely to be damaged. So I guess that's his shtick, is he tries to slow you down. I don't know why those last few times I couldn't escape, though. Like, unless it's actually, like, making it so that my inputs don't get read, which means that there's just a point where he can just keep doing that to you. Like, if that's the case, then they made it so there's a point where it's actually unavoidable to get more poison. Ah, yes, and Mr. I never quite made a strategy for this guy, dude. There's actually a lot of bosses in that vein in this game. Not that big a fan of Bullwinkle here. Nice move, buddy. Yeah, I think him and the ostrich are my most hated bosses in this game. I think that's yeah, 100%. Him and the ostrich are the worst. I do appreciate that there are tweaks to the fights for the revisits. Guy also wants me to hurt myself again. With the amount of button mashing you gotta do with him. So this revisit stage is gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass. So I think what I'm gonna try to do, since the bosses don't drop health in this one, I'm going to fight the easy bosses, and then try to tank my way through the harder ones with the sub-tanks. I think that's the strategy. Yeah, see, what I was saying last time, that move right there is absolute bullcrap. Because he doesn't telegraph where he's going to start pulling from. Which means if he starts from the direction you're in, you're guaranteed to get hit. Okay. Here we go. How am I on sub-tanks anyway? I have almost 3 full sub-tanks. Grab these. This guy thinking he's Yamato Man. Oh, he's angry now. Come on, one hit. Whew. Also, I like the part where I actually remembered where each of the bosses were in this. I totally remembered the order, guys. I should be able to beat this guy, though, because... Alright. So, yeah, he does do a thing to the walls. Why did I not notice that the first time? Come on, Mr. Gator. Got places to go. I got other bosses to fight. There we go. It's interesting, the health refills come... The tiny health refills up here come back each time. So it's almost like the bosses drop health, but they don't. on, Crab Man. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. That is the path to victory. You're not allowed to trap in the corner like that. It's cheating. It's like actually legitimately cheating. You bastard. I was gonna say, don't you dare make me sub-tank right now. The day I sub-tank to Bubble Crab. I have 2 extra lives, but I think I'm out of actually easy bosses. There is Crystal Snail if my new thing works. If spinning the control stick will actually work to break out. As an alternative to mashing the D-pad. That's cheating! Okay, it does work. In fact, it works too well. I have to avoid doing it fast enough that it unfreezes me in time to get hit by, say, that. Okay, that's a huge thumb saver. That was a little close. Oh, he's slowing everything down. Including himself. So what's the point? Ah! I didn't want to have to sub-tank to him. Didn't want to have to do it. It's alright, I'll get him this time. After I go pick on someone like Morph Moth. Because I'd like to have full health for Morph Moth. Morph Moth. I think out of these bosses, I actually like Morphmoth's design the best. Like, he actually works pretty decently as a two-phase boss. Even if his second form is extremely easy. Because it is extremely easy. Okay, now, I think now is the time for Snail. That being said, can't forget to grab the health. Your Snail. The top right was Gator. You're one of the ones I hate. I think this one is also one of the ones I hate, but I don't remember which is which. You know what? Yeah, let's get Snail out of the way. Screw it. Alright, so it's not perfect, but using the control stick instead of the D-pad does help a lot. Oh no, stuff is slow. Oh man, that only helps to make things harder for the player if it doesn't also slow you down. By slowing both the player and the boss to the same degree, it actually makes it easier for the player. Funny how that works. Alright, go up and get the health. Let's go here. Right. You were one of the ones I hated, not the one on the right. Then who's the warp on the right? Well, either way, let's try and sub-tank our way through Flame Stag here. Oh, you got yourself a rare question marks card. I know what you're talking about. The name clearly said question marks. Huh. And here I finally have a, I finally got a strategy for him that is working out on accident. I didn't even remotely need to sub-tank him. Suddenly something clicked and I could fight Flame Stag. I am saving goddamn Ostrich for last. Ooh, good thing that charge shot didn't hit him. Yeah, no poison for you. Up. A little bit of poison for you. A lot of bit of poison. It does seem like that's the whole shtick, is that if you get hit by enough of those, then you're just fucked. Because I can't seem to break free from those now. And it does seem to fuck with your ability to break free from it. So once you're poisoned, you're fucked. Like, it looks like once you get 2 hits, you lose your ability to break out from further attempts. Which is kind of bullshit. I don't think it should fuck with your ability to break out of it, because it makes it impossible. And I don't know what you're supposed to do to avoid getting drawn in. Okay, that does get a little harder. I don't like that he's killed me twice, because I beat the shit out of him the first time that I fought him. Yeah, now I'm fucked. I can't break out of that anymore. So, that's an interesting boss design. A boss that can just decide that you're dead. Because I can't break out of that. And if there's a way to slow down him drawing you in, I haven't figured it out. It's kind of bullshit. I absolutely destroyed him the first time. But he can't actually throw his ninja stars above him. But I'm not going to be able to avoid this. He says as he avoids it. Listen, Captain Shithead. Fuck. Now I gotta redo the whole thing. I hate you. Why were you so easy the first time? Like, hold on. Why was he so easy the first time I fought him? And then suddenly he can break out the no, I win move. Alright, you know what? Before I head back in there, no, I need to know. How do you avoid getting drawn in? There has to be a way. Alright, that's no help. Yeah, no, all I can see is just do what I've been doing, but do it better. So you know what? Fine. He wants to be a dick all of a sudden? I'm gonna fight him first. Please stop. Yes. Also, suddenly I am magically doing better at button mashing to avoid that draw-in attack. I don't know what the difference is, but this time he was suddenly easy again. Fuck if I know. Oh well. He's done, that's the important part. I just gotta redo the easy ones. Oh. I need my jumps to register, please. Alright. Snail. Of course, the most lame out of all the robots has the longest introduction. Because you have to admit, Crystal Snail here is pretty goddamn lame. Ah, boo. He actually hit me. Boo, he hit me again. This is the worst Christmas ever. Oh my god. Why have I let him hit me so damn much? There we go. All right. Who's next? Crab? Crab. Here we go. Listen, you're not allowed to just corner me like that. You have to jump. Oh, the button mashing. Hold on. Do I sub-tank? Sure. Because that would have killed me. That would have especially killed me. And I know he's not hard exactly, but I don't want to have to go through the button mashing extravaganza of Bubble Crab again. Besides, I still have 2 sub-tanks. To use on Overdrive Ostrich when I get to him. Up. Neener, you can't get me. That was a lucky guess, too, of the direction to dash. Also, seems to be random how long that attack lasts. But it's okay, we're in the easier second phase. Now I really hope that I don't have to fight the final boss on the same set of continues as the boss revisits. That would be kind of ass. There were some original series Mega Man games that did do that. Listen, Sponge Boy me, Bob. Ah, he was entering his second phase there. Let's go fight Flame Stag. I don't hate Flame Stag as much now that I figured out the secret. Heck, now he's kind of easy. Alrighty. So we have Sponge, Ostrich, and Gator left. Let's go fight Gator first. Oh no, he ate a lemon. Yeah, I kind of got Gator down pretty well, too. Alright, I think I got it this time. I just have to beat Sponge, and then beat Ostrich. Two things that I'm very capable of doing. I like when I can keep him an extreme distance away. It makes him a lot easier. That is not an extreme distance away. This is. I don't know how you're supposed to tell where the interval is for those lightning things before the first time they come down. Like, you're guaranteed to get hit by one of those. Unless you just get lucky. Alright. So all that's left is Overdrive Ostrich, the bastard himself. I have 2 sub-tanks and a tiny bit, and an extra life. Granted, if I can't do it with the sub-tanks, then the extra life isn't going to help me. So I think what it's going to be is fight him here, die if I just happen to lose, don't sub-tank. And then I really hate that dashing thing. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. Sub-tank. We're just going to take him out now. I've done enough health to him to feel like I can do it with the sub-tanks. I just really hate that jumping dash and the fact that there doesn't seem to be any indicator for whether he's going to do the jumping dash or the normal dash. Because you have to do completely different things to avoid both of them. And he's down. Let's fucking go. So I still have a sub-tank. Yeah. It has been a while, Mega Man X. His name really is just X. That's... What? Stigma? It seems the X-Hunters have failed, but don't worry. I've arranged for some new toys for you to play with. Hey, password. That means new continue point. Excuse me. Let's go. This looks familiar. Wait. This is a reused stage. I was thinking for a moment that I might have accidentally clicked on it, but I can't exit the stage. And yet, I feel like it has to be that. Did I accidentally... Did I somehow? Or is it really just... I'm confused. This is literally just one of the regular stages. Hello. Look who I found wandering around, Mega Man. My friend here has a small problem with you. It seems that you let him die, and he's not too happy about that. Now I think it's time he repays the favor. Why is this just a recycled one of the regular stages? Oh. Alright, Zero's just coming in hot. Oh dear. Do I have to break out the charge shot? It would appear the regular lemons are not good enough. Let me see if a charge shot is. Yes. And the charge shot does 1 damage. Oh boy. Here we go, folks. But that's kind of lazy. They just recycled one of the regular stages? Like, I came into this and I'm like, huh, this is familiar. It's literally just a recycled stage. That's kind of extremely lazy of them. There's not any additional secrets where the secrets were. Alright. Just to avoid having to go through the stage again. Alright, Zero. At least he has an extremely simple pattern. That I just need to get the timing down right for. But Zero is kind of extremely fast. Meh. Oh yeah, no, I'm not redoing the entire stage every time Zero kills me. Absolutely not. You are out of your mind, game. Okay, he's not being as predictable as he was at the start. Throwing me off having to hold down the fire button this entire time. Ow. Oh, come on! You can't do this to me. It did it again. It did it in a different way. It did it in a different way, folks. My save states have betrayed me once more. I can't believe this. This is really unfortunate. This is really unfortunate. I think that's the password I had at the start. Well, we're done here tonight, folks. Because, save state done broke. And the visionaries at Capcom decided that if you shut the game off for any reason during this absolutely massive gauntlet of endgame stages, that you should have to redo the entire thing. I weep for the power bills of the 90s. I actually don't know what I'm gonna do about this. I don't want to have to go through all that again. I'm not going through any more tonight, though. No, absolutely not. I am not going to sit here and restart from scratch what I did tonight. So, yeah. I'm just going to pick this up again later. After spooky season is over, because I was planning on finishing this tonight and then using the time slot for spooky season games and giving the X-Buster Challenge a break until after spooky season. But it looks like I'll just be giving this game a break. I should just use multiple save states, so that when I create one that fucks up, I can go back to the previous one. Or I could, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm done with this for tonight. I'm going to finish this at a later time. I will get to this point again off stream, because I will not broadcast that again. And I will continue this after spooky season is done. I can't let it take up another week and take up something else's time slot. So yeah, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it, despite all of the bugginess and the grinding and the complaining. Anyway, next stream going to be Thursday evening at 5 p.m. Collab with Owen Aon. We're going to be going through Executive Suite, the text-based choose your own corporate life simulator. I talk it up way too much. It's like it's something grand. So be sure to be around for that. I haven't decided what's going to be in the Tuesday slot for spooky season, but I'll decide by the time a schedule comes out. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Who can we raid into? You know what? let's go ahead and raid into Owen. Say hi to Owen, everyone. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.